Good morning, everybody. What is up? It's the Loki spoiler stream, the finale last night, early this morning. So freaking cool. We're going to be talking all about spoilers for that episode. So if you have not seen DOS spoilers, or the episode rather, episode 6, you should probably get on out of here, ladies and gentle beings. Everybody in chat, what is up? I'm super pumped to be talking about this with y'all, of course. We're going to get into all of it. We're going to get into the Kang of it all. We're going to talk about the Mobius of it all. We're going to talk about that wild ending and what it could possibly mean. And then there's an aspect of the episode that I think not a lot of people are talking about, and it all has to do with Rosanna. I can't pronounce anything. Renslayer, Judge Renslayer. It has to do with her and Miss Minutes and what happened in the episode. So what is up, everybody? We're going to get right into this. And I want to remind everybody, 2 streams a day, including a stream later today at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, I really want to talk about your guys' theories on Season 2 of Loki. So if you go onto our Discord and just pop some stuff in, there's a Nerd Night Live on the Discord, or just put in a general or something, we'll find them, and put on their theory for Season 2 of Loki, and then we'll go over a bunch of your guys' theories tonight on the 7:30 stream. I thought that would be really fun. And yeah, let's just kind of begin with this. Season 2 of Loki confirmed. They put it in the post-credit scene. I think this is pretty cool. This is a big sign of not only the fact that they are pretty pumped about Loki and what happened with this season, but they're also just pumped in general about where they're going with the MCU, and there must be, or I would assume, there will be an equal amount of connective tissue, you know, that word I love to say, with Season 2 and what is going on with the MCU at that time and all the multiverse stuff, right? So they set it up in a way that is really interesting because just like Rick and Morty, it ends in such a way that it's going to be even more bananas in the next season. Somehow they found a way. Somehow they found a way to satisfy our boner desires, you know, to somehow satisfy all of the sweaty, nerdy goodness that we wanted. The new sort of vision for MCU content and the vibe of it, which really has that Rick and Morty flavor, right? They satisfied all of that and also managed to set up a Season 2, which really will be just way crazier. Like, think about it. That's something I could not stop thinking about last night, was Season 2 and how crazy it could potentially be. Because if Season 2's next year, there's a bunch of things that are going on there that are really crazy. But if Season 2 happens the year after that, it's possible the entire fabric of the MCU will be totally different. If this Season 2 comes out after Quantumania, which I think it might be. We don't really know. We don't really have a lot of information on this. If that happens, I think Loki Season 2 could potentially be, in the same way that Season 1 was, very telling of future things to come. Inch us closer to a Secret Wars, I think. You know? And so that to me is just freaking fantastic. So again, we'll be going over that tonight for the 7:30 evening stream. If you have cool theories or something you want to point out for Season 2, put it on the Discord. Go to the Den of Nerds Discord. We'll go over a lot of that tonight at 7:30. I think that's going to be very, very fun. You know what else was bananas? This. The opening sequence of this episode was like perfectly visually and mentally stimulating. I was like, what the heck is going on? This is so crazy. Reminds me a lot of that sequence in Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? I heard some people saying it reminded them of the Rainbow Bridge itself. Very interesting, very crazy stuff. But the visuals here, guys, are just so wild. You know what I mean? And we ultimately come in on the sacred timeline, and they just went for it, dude. Like, it felt like this episode had like this, like I had a vibe of a Mario game. Like, I know that sounds a little bit weird, but I got a vibe of like a Mario game. where like it's Bowser's Castle, like here we are. Like, because they kind of go right for it. And the music was dope. Dope. Now, one of the things that I thought was really kind of bizarre about the episode, but rather fantastic when I sat back and looked at it, was the fact that, like, they kind of take you through. Like, yeah, so when she popped up, how many of y'all, just be honest, I want to know, if you were there last night on the watch party, right? If you were there, how many of you, when this popped up, started typing in the chat, "Oh, sorry, Josh, no Kang. Oh, it sucks to be you. Time to watch Josh die inside." How many of you got way too excited when you saw Miss Minutes and you were like, "Hey, all the nerds were wrong. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait, Josh. Look at chat. Look at chat. Oh, you were wrong, Josh." And how many of y'all did that shit? Admit to it now. And I want names. Mods, if you're watching, I want names. I want screenshots. Everybody's getting banned today. Enjoy your last day here. Okay, so when this popped up, it was crazy, dude. I was like, oh shit, like they're doing it. I even thought, I was like, they're really going to go with Miss Minutes. Of course, it couldn't just be Miss Minutes. There's something more to it. But the juxtaposition of this weird ass holographic clock thing in this absolutely epic looking castle with all these dark, weird, dark crystal vibes. It's cool, man. Like, it just kind of works. I don't know. And it's bizarre. You know what I mean? Now, I do want to say this. This offer here that she makes to them still doesn't make a ton of sense to me. And I think the only way that this offer makes sense contextually is if the Kang we meet, Jonathan Majors later, was lying to them. Okay? I'll come back to this point at the end of this stream, but this offer makes no sense if Kang truly knew how it was all going to go to a point. Elise and I were talking about this, and she feels like the offer that, and maybe some of you agree, that the offer that Kang makes to them is the same offer that Miss Minutes makes right here. I actually disagree, because when this offer is refused, Miss Minutes bails, shows up to Renslayer, gives her a new mission, and then Renslayer bails, okay? So what I'm saying is something different happened here, meaning that Kang lied in some way. He lied to them, okay, which is really fascinating. But in general, on the note of the show as well, I just thought it was so cool that they brought you into one of the crazy fan theories, one of the things that people thought, and it was bizarre, and you were like, okay, wow, this is happening. I'm not quite sure what it means. They get the offer here, and it sort of foreshadows like where they're both just at it. Sylvie's just not about that life, man. Like, just straight up. She's not about that life. She's about that killing timekeeper lives. You know what I mean? That's what she's about. Ending the TVA. Right? Now, this scene I thought was pretty interesting. I really don't know what to make of this fourth statue here. I'm waiting for the greater minds of the internet to try to figure out what the hell this means. I saw some people saying maybe this was Kang and the Timekeepers. I don't know if I agree. I don't know if that makes sense to me. I'm quite curious as to what it could be and what it could mean. I wonder if we'll get an answer on that, if it's just a cool idea of oh, there's more to the story or something. It could just be some kind of interesting visual element. Regardless, there we go. Here we go. We got the man. Now, we're going to do a video. We're going to do a lot of videos about Loki, Kang, everything that's moving forward. Make sure you subscribe to the regular Den of Nerds channel as well. Guys, before the stream last night, and I'm going to put it in the video because I like to gloat. You know what I mean? I'm kind of feeling myself. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. So, before we went into the watch party last night, I said, can I fanboy dream for a moment? And what I said was, what I want to happen is doors to just open, them to get in the castle, and Jonathan Majors to just be there in the purple and green suit. To just be there. It's on record. We did it live. We'll do it live. We did it live. I said I was fanboy dreaming. I wanted Jonathan Majors in the green and purple to just be there. And I actually said I want them to be at a Beauty and the Beast type table where Tom Hiddleston and him are on opposite ends of this long ass table, and they're just cutting it up because Jonathan Majors has chops obviously Tom Hiddleston has chops. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying I got 100% right, but a version of that happened. And man, hats off to Jonathan Majors. He destroyed this shit. What an iconic entrance for a villain. Very interesting. Now, he was referred to as the He Who Remains. Okay, he's referred to as He Who Remains. He's obviously a variant of Nathaniel Richards, meaning he is a Kang. A Kang by any name is still a Kang. You know what I mean? So it's a Kang. But I think the truth is here, like what I can't really decide is this Immortus or is this a version of like Prime Kang? And basically because I again think there's maybe some evidence that this guy was lying and that he still had an exit strat and a plan, and it had something to do with the Miss Minutes promise and then where Judge Renslayer ends up going, right? Perhaps will be played off in season 2 or in Quantum Mania. But if he was being completely honest, I would say, yeah, that's Immortus. You know, he looks like Immortus. He's at the end of time. He's pruning. But is he pruning realities? I guess so, yeah. So he's pruning realities just to make sure that the multiversal war doesn't happen? Yeah, sure, that's Immortus, right? But again, it's really a hybrid. It's really the MCU's hybrid thing of Kang. It's a MCU variant of Kang. If by all rights, you could say it's our version of Immortus if you wanted to. But he's not really that Immortus-y because he dies, you know what I mean? But again, maybe he didn't, and maybe he had a plan and all that. So there's a lot of fun stuff in here. But I thought in general, introducing Kang this way was bold. You know what I mean? Like, it is bold. Like, many of you that were like, bro, they're not just going to throw Kang and do a whole fucking dialogue scene with Kang. Like, to be honest with you, yeah, like, there's a lot. I understand why you would think that. And yeah, it's pretty bold and a little ridiculous to do such a thing, right? But for me, absolutely works. I love the look. He cut the scenes up, man. And I want to strangely say kudos to Tom Hiddleston. Because it takes a really good actor and a humble actor to get out of the way of another great performance. Hiddleston is an incredible actor. We all know this. We've loved every minute of this season leading up to this scene. But bruh, this shit's just all about Jonathan Majors. He's just destroying these scenes, and Tom has the discipline and the just understanding of the acting to just let him dance all over these scenes. My man is just cutting it up. It was brilliant to watch. Hats off to him, the whole team. Fantastic stuff. Jonathan Majors brought that shit, in my opinion. I thought it was amazing. So they get to their sort of deal with the devil sort of scenario. He explains the variant situation, right? Which is really cool. But again, let's see here. I wanna kind of get to this part. Or does it already past where she has the meeting with Miss Minutes? I'm not 100% sure. Regardless, I also felt like this whole element was pretty cool of him showing the TVA via the variant of Judge Renslayer. You know what I mean? Like to sort of get the TVA to notice that she's in charge of the school or whatever, that she's not really created by the timekeepers, etc., etc. So it's a cool aspect of the show. It's still using elements that had been prior established. Just the show worked its muscles, man. The show did its thing. You know what I mean? So also cool. But it's really all about this scene, man. And I saw some people say online, and I am wondering, I'm curious, maybe you feel the same way, that the show itself, especially this finale, was just dialogue mostly. The only real action is Loki on Loki. I loved it, by the way. I thought it was great. But that this is too much talky, right? And it may surprise some of you, because remember, I was harping on Falcon and the Winter Soldier for lack of action. You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck, bro? And with this show, although it's been a lot of talky, I'm really hype on it, right? And so maybe, like, what's the deal with that? Well, for me, this shit has stakes, man. Like, it's all about stakes. Like, they've set up such a ridiculous cosmic time type of scenario that these scenes, especially particularly this one, but all the stuff with the variant and with the other Loki, I mean, think about it. They're using all these really interesting things to leverage different moments and make this dialogue scene so much more than a dialogue scene. We have been chasing this MacGuffin the entire season. Who's actually in charge? People have been saying Kang because of comics for the whole time. There's been evidence for that, but, you know, obviously there's been a lot of other theories that took a lot of root in the fandom as well. This is such a juicy moment. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a lot of talky, but I think it's just incredible because of the way it plays off the characters. Now, another thing that's kind of... Look at this perfect face. This is perfect face of... This is Sylvie in a nutshell. Yeah, right, bro. Yeah, okay, bro. Yeah, okay, bro. When I say this here, I want to say this now. We're going to put it in videos, but y'all know what it is. You'll see it online with other people saying they came up with it. Listen, the very fact that this Kang is sort of from Jump Street playing these Lokis off of one another, again makes me believe that he is lying. That he is not being honest about what is going on. Now, is the multiverse going to break? Absolutely. Is that going to be crazy? For sure. But is Kang in this scene being forthright with these two Lokis? I don't believe so. And he says, we're all villains here. You know what I mean? So, bananas. Bananas. You get the ultimatum. You get the action sequence, which I thought was cool. You get the love. Oh, this is where he explains. Where's the dilly-dally where he explained that? Because I love this scene. Talking about Nathaniel Richards, talking about the future. Here it is. Yeah. So we now know Alioth, and he utilizes the power of Alioth to stop the multiversal war. I think that's like pretty much, doesn't confirm it, but it really makes that limbo world place seem like that's where the battle world was. That's where the multiversal war was, right? That limbo type area. Fascinating, dude. So cool. Bringing in the comic stuff. Real juicy. The technology, like, again, just for him to have this type technology, like, we take this for granted. This is like nano tech in real time storytelling. You know what I mean? Like, it's some highly advanced technology. And he's just in this kind of dope, mystical looking. I love the juxtaposition. Like, the style of this shit is just so dope, man. Like, I can't play it. I'm a big fan. Like, I was a big fan of this. And how they set this dude up, all the things that they set up with regards to time and understanding of the timelines. Yeah, I was a big fan. Now, it all culminates, of course, when the Lokis can't trust each other. You know, by the way, he's just acting the shit out of just being pensive and just being, like, engaged and stuff. It's ridiculous how well all three of them did in this finale. I really felt like the finale, it brought its A game on all fronts. You know what I mean? I thought it really did. So there's the culmination in love. You really recognize, it's so interesting. You recognize, love's a dagger, right? You recognize that this Loki, our Loki, has really come full circle, and that he really and truly has changed. You know what I mean? He really and truly has changed. By the way, is this the Darkhold over here? I don't know. Somebody check that out. He really and truly has changed. She has not. You know what I mean? Like, she just frankly has not. So she does what she does. They have the love that they can. And then she betrays his ass. Sends him back to the TVA. And then she kills Immortus / He Who Remains / Kang variant MCU style. It is what it is. He gone. Okay? The king is dead. Long live the Kang. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, see you soon. And winky winky face. Now, the really bizarre part of all of this, of course, is that at the end of the show, Loki finds Mobius. He's like, hey, yo, bro, what up, bro? Oh, my God, my bro. I'm so happy to see you, bro. Bro, I missed you, bro. Also, shit's going crazy, dude. And he's trying to tell him about Kang, etc., etc. And in a thing that I really didn't see coming, like, I'm going to be honest, like, I give a lot of credit to the show for surprising me in a lot of different ways just because we're so inundated with all the rumor mill. Like, we're looking at frame by frame. We're watching breakdowns. We're nerd-venging in these streets. You got to give the show a lot of credit for doing stuff that surprised me. I was shocked. He doesn't know who he is. You know what I mean? This whole time we're led to believe that the TVA is somehow outside of time manipulation. It can't be manipulated. It's a steady current. He's in a variant. He's either in a variant or a redone version. He has to be in a variant timeline, right? Like, according to the rules of the MCU time, as far as we understand it, he is in a variant timeline of the TVA here. One where Kang is really, truly in charge. So interesting. So interesting to me. And then we got the homie. Really and truly lost. Really and truly broken. Damn, man. If you don't feel for this guy, you know, check your pulse. Check your pulse. Because he's the homie. This show was incredible. So that's sort of a breakdown of some of my thoughts. Now, I will say, let me just talk for a little bit about, again, that part of this that is still puzzling me. And this would be the whole scene and idea of Miss Minutes giving them that offer. You know what I mean? While also Kang in the very next scene claiming to know how everything was going to go. Well, here's the deal. Like, if he knew how everything was going to go, why did Miss Minutes make that offer to the two Lokis? It's the offer to rule, to beat Thanos, which, by the way, I thought of a really funny meme. Somebody should make this meme. And I don't even care if you give me credit. I just want to see it because it's funny. But, like, top panel should be Thanos saying he's inevitable. Second panel should be just Kang being like, bitch, please. Like, that's it. Everything in the MCU that we've seen was manipulated by Kang the Conqueror or Amoris, whomever that is, you know? Like, dude, that is so wild. That is so wild to think about. Do we really think that a character like that, a dude like that, was just gonna just get stabbed at the end like that? You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe. Maybe the truth is he needed someone else to kill him in order to set all the time free so that then a variant version of him can reestablish the multiversal wars and reconquer the whole universe or something. Maybe that variant timeline where Kang is ruling the TVA always existed but was somehow kept at bay, and there's something else weird going on with that. Because remember, she doesn't get the information she was looking for from Miss Minutes. She gets something that he thinks will be more useful to her now. And of course, in the comic books, those two become lovers. So she's kind of already fangirling over whoever is in charge of the TVA. She's already like ready to die for it, ready to, like, she's all in on the TVA. She's got the bumper sticker. She donated to the cause. She's got some t-shirts. By the way, our Loki t-shirts, our Loki-inspired t-shirts, they are ending on Friday. We're pulling them all from the store on Friday. They were only limited edition. If you had fun nerd-venging with us, check out our Teespring store. Get some of the sweet Loki-inspired merch. And Nerd Vengers, of course, you get that 20% off. Make sure you get that coupon code as well. So, I don't know, man. I guess, frankly, where I'm at is pumped as hell. I feel like we have now entered a new stage of MCU content. I feel like things were being held back. Things were changing. Things were being downplayed until maybe even just right now. I mean, again, like, how crazy is it to think about the fact that the entire Infinity Saga happened more or less because Kang allowed it to, in some ways. You know what I mean? Like, bananas. Will now Ravonna be with Kang? And that was the instruction. So she finds that variant Kang after he wins the multiversal war, going all the way back to that moment and going back now via the multiverse breaking into the, I don't know, like, there's something bananas like that happening. And I truly believe that this now explains Multiverse of Madness. By the way, a new report from the Hollywood Reporter, very reputable Hollywood trade, claiming Loki and Tom Hiddleston as Loki is confirmed to be in the Multiverse of Madness. Our boy Michael Waldron, who wrote this entire series, was the head writer, basically the showrunner of Loki. He is the writer of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. All of this stuff is seemingly a big part of a plan, and it's just really impressive. You know what I mean? It's just frankly really, really impressive. And yeah, man, now that webbing has all broken apart, I think Toby, Andrew, all of that stuff is now going to happen. I think the show technically set audiences up for an understanding of variants, for accepting that these other Peter Parkers are variants, and a lot of other things as well. A lot of other crazy bananas, wild-ass things that are coming in the MCU. I think we've now set the stage for that, and that includes What If. What If now technically seems like it's just a part of this crazy multiverse that's breaking, and the Guardians of the Multiverse that might be assembled in that show, man, they may well have a huge role in defending the multiverse from all these different crazy threats. It's almost like the idea of the Avengers just elevated to the multiverse. It's Exiles. You know what I mean? It feels like very Exiles to me, what they're doing with What If. And, bruh, everything's canon now. Like, that's the other part of this. Now it feels like everything's canon. Like, I saw somebody saying you can't even call it the MCU anymore. You got to call it the MCM, the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse, because now everything's smashed together. Tyrese Gibson was right. You know what I mean? That's some pretty crazy speculation, but your boy's feeling himself. After I was absolutely right about Jonathan Majors and Kang the Conqueror, let's go, baby, baby. I'm excited. Haters be damned. Haters be damned. I think other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of my breakdown, my spoiler thoughts. And now I want to shift. Into Q&A. I want to know what you guys are thinking about. I'll check out some of the super-supas that are coming in. And again, I want to remind you, 2 streams a day. The streams are brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Use code NERD at checkout for 83% off at 3 months free with Surfshark VPN. If you don't have a VPN, you're that guy. And good luck out there. You should probably get a VPN. It's one of those things you should do. Just shut up and do it. It's also brought to you by the Nerd Avenger members. They're the lifeblood of this channel and our other channel. We wouldn't be able to do all the fun stuff we do without the Nerd Avenger members. Get all the dope emojis, access to behind-the-scenes streams, 20% off, merch, and much, much more. Consider becoming a Nerd Avenger member today or tomorrow, whenever it's good for you. But you should consider it. Do it. It's fun. Speaking of Nerd Avenger members, Jamie Neese, welcome to the Nerd Avengers. You are a Nerd Avenger now. Chef Moriarty, welcome to the Nerd Avengers, man. Good to see you finally join up. Saw you in the chat, having fun with us throughout Loki, so it's always cool to see somebody take the plunge into this crazy Nerd Avenger world. You know, make yourself at home around the tower. All right, here we go. Let's get into this stuff. Angelo was first in, says, I love the beginning, especially Avengers voices. Yeah, it was cool. You got more Avengers voices in Loki than you did in Black Widow. Think about that. Yeah, it was super cool. I loved it. Loved it. Thank you for the support, man. Billy Madison with a very generous $10 hello says, Josh, my first time sending a super chat here. I was so hyped to see Kang, mostly because it would make you hyped and not be a boner moment. Also, it's about damn time. It's about to go down. Hey, thank you, Billy. First of all, I appreciate the first time super chat. Holy cow. Always appreciate when people do that. Thank you so much for the support. It means a lot. And yeah, man, I mean, look, I'm going to be honest, like, I don't know. It's hard to say, right? I can't go back in time necessarily. But it's hard to say how I would have reacted to totally it not being Kang at all. Like, when they said, like, Miss Minutes shows up, right? And I'm like, that's kind of lame. Then they said, He Who Remains. And I was like, oh, okay, I can live with that a little bit better than Miss Minutes. That's cool, still not Kang. And then, boom, Jonathan Majors in the fucking green and purple. And I was like, boner time, in a different way than Ralph. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm glad that you're happy that I'm excited. I know I was kind of a bummer for some of those other Marvel stuffs, but, no more bummers, no more boners. I'm a happy boy. It's Hype Town now. Darth Soulglow with a $5 hello says, Jonathan Majors low-key flexing on HBO F. Warner Brothers. Yeah, he was great on what I saw of, what was it? Lovecraft Country. Yeah, he was great. I saw like 3 or 4 episodes. It got to a really scary one, and then I got super mad because you guys told me the show wasn't scary. I don't do horror, and then it was really scary, and I got really upset. But the episodes I saw, he was great. Dan the Man with a $5 holla says, at long last you were right, good brother. Fan theory will reign again. The universe belongs to Kang now. The MCU will never be the same again. It's true. Think about how, and thank you for the support, bro. Think about how bananas it is. I keep saying bananas, but I mean, frankly, I think it's the best way to describe it. It's a banana show. Think about how bananas it is that a single episode now has recontextualized an entire series of films. The most profitable franchise of all time. That culminated in the biggest movie of all time, which was now literally just allowed by a dude. Like, Kang was like, yeah, we'll let that happen. What? It's crazy. Max Ross with a $2 holla says, Josh, do you like how Loki just did a better Raylo? So I will say this, Max, and I think that's a very awesome question, actually. I was potentially going to do a whole video about this, but instead, now I'll just answer your question here. You got to give it to Marvel for being bold enough to stick with something that is just a little weird and kind of off-putting. Like, I know some people love the Loki Sylvie thing. For me, it was just a little off-putting. I personally thought Raylo was hot. I was like, hey man, that's kind of hot. But a lot of people said it was weird and they felt like it was wrong in all sort of different ways. And I get that. Doing something controversial, especially in the romantic sense, yeah, that's always risky. But you gotta admire the show for sticking to their guns, for making it the crux of the show, and ultimately, love is a dagger. She betrays him. You know what I mean? So it's like they went for it, took it full circle, and did some shit that rips your heart out a little bit. Whereas Raylo, they were like, hey, this would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? And then they looked at fan backlash, completely panicked, couldn't decide whether they wanted to do it or not, made it the most vanilla fucking safe, weird-ass Disney shit, trying to ignore all of the gross stuff, ultimately killing him. It was so weird, the way they handled it. Ugh, yeah. Jansen Baker with a $5 holla says, did Sylvie really kill him? There was no stab, sense, or blood that I could see. It's like he just slumped over for no reason. Oh, she killed him. Or did she? He said, see you soon. It's like dude, if he's really Immortus, then he ain't dying. You know what I mean? That's a shitty name. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I see your point that she didn't cut his head off or anything. That would have been awesome. You know what I mean? I would have loved a little choppy head, offy. Would have been sick. But she just stabs him. I mean, I frankly read that as he died. Jason says with a $10 holla, very generous, thank you, man. Since time works differently at the TVA, where do you think the end of this season lands on the MCU timeline? Before the end of Endgame? After Far From Home? During the other Disney Plus shows? I would think it's pretty safe to say that now with the multiverse broken and we're pretty dang sure that a lot of the stuff coming now, and Eternals is the sort of odd one out. Shang-Chi technically as well. These are films that were supposed to happen last year. Take yourself through the plan, Marvel's plan. This originally, I think, would have been a place where, boom, multiverse is now a thing. We're jumping into that. And you would have had multiverse stuff from that point out. You still would have had Earthbound stuff, Cosmic-bound stuff. Thor, Love, and Thunder might deal a little bit with multiverse, but it's likely more about Thors and, gods and stuff like that. So I would say I think we've finally caught up to that moment. Shang-Chi and Eternals may happen before this, but I think everything else, like What If, Spider-Man, Doc Strange, everything, Wakanda for everything, after it's now multiversal, I think. So I don't know if that answers your question or not. That's my feelings on it. Quentin with a $10 holla. Very generous. Thank you, brother. Says, Miss Minutes made the offer because, as Kang says, he only knows what happens up until they reach the threshold. He was afraid of what comes next. Yes, that's fair. But I just think that it's just like a weird thing where he's like, oh, I'll try one last time, even though I know it won't work, and we'll get to this point. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, something's off about it. Like, it doesn't, I can't fully grasp it. I think there's enough there where I'm like, dude, that's the thread. That's what's going on in season 2. I don't know how, but that's the thread. You know what I mean? So, maybe he was the last Kang, and he was like, I cannot have me be eliminated. And so, Renslayer then goes to free him from another variant timeline or something like that. Who knows? Max Ross says, each universe has to have its own TVA, right? Our Loki went to one of the infinite TVAs, Season 2, Quest for Mobius, and the two-seater jet ski of adventure. I know, right? I can't wait for Season 2. I don't know that. It seemed more to me, just from the visuals of the timeline, that there were multiple timelines all together in one stream that was the sacred timeline. That's kind of the vibe I still have. I'm not 100% clear on it, to be honest with you. So, I don't know, man. I don't know if there are infinite TVAs. I feel as though there could be infinite TVAs now, but I don't think there were TVAs prior to Sylvie destroying that Kang. That's just my gut level take on it. I don't know for sure. Quentin says, also, Sylvie sent Loki back using Kang's device, not a regular tempad. Ooh, good point. And there was a close-up. Maybe there was something different about it. Yeah, that is true, man. That is a good point. I wonder if there's something there. That's pretty interesting. Angelo says, I love the beginning with the Avengers voices. Yeah, man, it was sick. It was sick. Made it feel real connected to the MCU. It's funny how just like little things like that can really amplify the experience and the connectivity of it. You know what I mean? Jake says, for the $5 holla, there was a lot of dialogue, but it was well written with great acting, so it worked. Also, Spider-Verse going to be crazy. Bro, you ain't lying about that, Spider-Verse, man. You ain't lying about that. Yeah, and it was really well written. I mean, it's just everybody brought their A game, you know? And I don't know, man. Like, look, making shows and doing stuff is hard, right? So, like, I give a lot of credit to look, WandaVision is great. By all rights, it's like one of the coolest pieces of cinema. Like, it's very cool the way they put it together. I was disappointed with the ending and some of the character stuff, right? And of course, I mean, like, I wanted Doctor Strange in there for sure. But ultimately, like, just that base level, it falls short for me. If I'm being honest, Loki's so good, it makes me look back at Falcon and the Winter Soldier like, what was you doing, Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Like, for real, what was you doing? And, you know, again, Elise and I were talking about this. I feel like Marvel just should have said, yeah, we remade the show. We basically remade it. Sorry. People would have been way more forgiving, I think. Like, Falcon and the Winter Soldier has some brilliant shit in it, but ultimately, as an MCU thing, it felt so lackluster. Loki's hitting on another level. Like, I will rewatch the shit out of Loki. I think it's incredible. And you know what I was thinking about too was Guardians of the Galaxy 1 kind of hit me the way Loki hit me, where I was like, I thought I knew what the MCU was. I thought I loved the MCU flavor that I was comfortable and familiar with. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit of a extroverted introvert, right? So like, I don't take too many chances out there. But Loki's like a new chance, like a new flavor of ice cream you try, and you're like, damn, this shit's good. I can't believe what I was missing before. You know what I mean? Like, this is the shit. And the same thing happened to me with Guardians 1, where I was like, I thought I knew what the MCU was. This is bananas. This is a whole new flavor for the MCU, and I love it. And I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Like, Loki did that for me. It has that kind of energy. Like, I can't wait to see all the different things that happen from here on out. What If's about to be lit? You know what I mean? What If is about to be lit? Pretty Nikki says, proud of you for sticking to your guns, Josh. What an amazing finale. Damn, I love the MCU/MCM. Yeah, thank you, Pretty Nikki. I appreciate that. And yeah, I was pretty confident that Kang was coming, but as more and more episodes happened with not that much of a tease at all, I'm not going to lie. I had flashbacks to the boner. I got PTSD. I started sweating, you know, vomit on my sweater already. Mom spaghetti. Something. It was scary. It was a hard time out there. You know what I mean? Everyone's so mean to me on the internet. You were all wrong. Slowbo says with a $5 holla, do you think What If will create a multiversal Avengers? Opinion on how this will connect to Loki. Yeah, so I do think that, I mean, look, man, I think What If, I've sort of been, I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now. I have come to believe that What If will be more significant than first imagined, in the same way that Loki was for me. For real. It flew under my radar. I didn't think the Loki show was going to do this much for the future of the MCU. I thought WandaVision would do more. I thought Falcon and the Winter Soldier would do more. It's the new Captain America, for God's sake. This show really blew it up. And What If, I think, is going to do that same thing, fly under the radar and be amazeballs. We know there's other animated stuff coming. I strongly feel at least a few of these multiversal Guardians will show up in live action. Variants now explains it all perfectly. I mean, come on, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful setup. Emojo with the $2 hello says, the chalkboard is still driving me nuts. I know. It's all out of focus, right? It's out of focus the entire time, I think. Somebody find me a good shot of that chalkboard. T-Rev with the $5 Canadian, so about a quarter American, says, Miss Minutes erased Loki's past while he was outside of time, is what I am thinking. Whoa. Hence why Loki exists still, but the TVA doesn't remember him. Hey, that's cool. How's Kang in charge of everything then, though, Trev? Thank you for the quarter. Love you, bro. James Valdez says, TVA is outside of time. Kang just rewrote reality. Did Sylvie? You know what I mean? Because here's what I can't really decide. Like, I know it's meant to be this sort of moral thing at the end of the episode, but I think it's way deeper than that. Loki, it's more about the characters. Like, Loki has come to a different point, and yet he's still, like, he thinks like, it's flavors and shades of his former self still. You know, like, born to rule, or, you know, everybody kneels, your natural thing is to serve, you know, order over chaos, all this other stuff, right? I don't know. Like, it's so interesting to me because ultimately, the way it's presented is that Loki was right, Sylvie was wrong, and that Kang dude was the best option. I mean, how do we possibly know that? I'm telling you, there's something off about that whole sequence. I think that Kang was lying. Yeah. RJ Brendo says, LOL, Flashpoint writers better stop production and go back to the drawing board after episode 6 of Loki. Hashtag pressure is on. I know. For sure, bro. For sure. And I was like, let's go. Like, because you want that shit, right? Like, Marvel's been a little shaky lately. Let's be real. As a fan, you want to just be dominating. You know what I mean? Loki was so fucking good. Like, I demand people watch it. I'm going to force people to watch it. You know what I mean? A Clockwork Orange style. Pick them up off the street, bring them inside, make them watch Loki. So that's the mark of a great show, something that you really want to get behind as a fan. They did it. And I think they will do it again and again. This was an incredible experience. My hat's off to Marvel Studios, everybody involved. 34 Virgo says, do your happy dance, bruh. All in the live stream. You deserve it. I was thinking about doing some dancing in the video I'm going to cut about Kang, because I want to just do a full video focusing on Kang, the possibilities, where we could go from here in Secret Wars, because, you know, I got to say Secret Wars 50 times in the video, otherwise I won't be pumped. So look for that later. There'll be some dancing in that video. Patrick Ray with a $5 holler says, Loki was a great series. Nerd Avengers 420 for life. Take my money. Amen. And I will say this, too. Not that I would know anything firsthand about this, but I have heard that opening sequence of Loki episode 6, if you are a midnight toker and you got lit up before the episode, I have heard that was a extra special opening, perhaps made just for you. That's what I heard. Sam Kluntz says, with a $10 holla, very generous, thank you. Awesome finale. Basically, everything is on the table. MCU Venom, right? RDJ or ScarJo coming back. True. It's all possible now. Loki ended up setting up the multiverse how we thought WandaVision would. Bro, you couldn't have been more correct with that statement. And that was where I kind of went wrong, I think. I really felt like WandaVision was going to be the one. And instead it was Loki. Super interesting, but I think you're absolutely right. And I think that more of this stuff is going to make sense as we go along. It really feels like this was the plan, and the plan was just postponed. And that's probably why some of the stuff was taken out of the other shows. Just my opinion, but yeah, it's starting to seem that way. Thank you for the support, bro. John White, ridiculously supportive $20 hauler. Thank you, brother. Said, glad to see your reaction during the live this AM. Big difference between your Ralph Boner face and your Kang Wang elation. Let's go. I like that. Kang Wang elation. Kang Wang elation. Good to be Nerd Vengeance with you. See you in the next video. Thank you, John. I appreciate the support, and hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. The time of bonus is over. The time of the Kang Wang elation is here. Kang Wang. That's such a funny thing to say. Jensen Baker says, is our Mobius still around? How will he help? I think that's a variant, and I think that we will see the other Mobius, but maybe not. Maybe that's the thing that I think is brilliant is there's still so many questions, right? And there's still such mystery to exactly what was going on. We get some explanations. How reliable of a narrator is that Kang? That's what I keep coming back to. Or I'm lying. He even says it. We're all villains here. So Kang. Loved it. Temple of the Gods with a $10 hello says, now all the timelines always existed. Explains how the Fox Quicksilver got into the MCU in WandaVision. Agreed. The TVA changed because of different Kang found it. They don't prune, so they never met Loki. Well, they could also not prune all of those variant timelines after a moment there. So unless, I don't know what that means exactly, right? Now there's forced to have a multiversal war? Is that what's going to happen? Who knows? Who knows? I'm excited to find out. Going to be real fun. Mike House. Hope to see you on the gaming stream, Mike. Gaming stream, Friday night, 7:30, starting with Halo. Mike says, Sylvie wiped the Lokis out of the memories of the TVA. Very possible. The cosmic MCU brings the fantastical Black Widow and Falcon the Winter Soldiers and more grounded, who meta less exciting. Yeah. I totally see what you're saying. I think I get what you're saying. And yeah, it's the grounded stuff versus the cosmic stuff. And I agree, cosmic stuff has much bigger of a draw. But remember, Mike, Falcon the Winter Soldier was my most anticipated of the shows because I know what you can do with good ground level stuff, aka some of the great Brubaker Cap comics. You know what I mean? Some of the dopest Punisher books. You know what I mean? Daredevil in comics and in the Netflix stuff. Grounded can be so good. And I just felt like Falcon and the Winter Soldier really wasn't. You know what I mean? Grounded can still be great. Even though it'll have Egyptian gods and crazy stuff like that. I anticipate Moon Knight to be much more grounded, right? It's not going to be multiversal. A little bit of the occult, perhaps, but mostly probably shoot 'em up stuff with crazy intrigue and mental health, bizarro, schizophrenic craziness. It's going to be dope. Let's see here. Mayumba with a $5 hollow says, do you think Kang's murder is Sylvie's Nexus event? That's a bizarre thought. I don't know about that. I am pretty interested in, what the heck does Sylvie do right after killing him? What's her next move? Where's she go? I mean, that's not just Sylvie's Nexus event. That's all the Nexus events. It seems like that created just all the branching. It seemed like both of them, again, being there, had already started the branches, right? Isn't that what we kind of see as they're pulling up? The branches are already starting? I don't know. It's very interesting, and I appreciate the support, bro. RJ Brando, $20 hollow says, I agree with you. Multiple timelines is the one sacred stream, pruned to result in the same outcomes. Now they're off, branching exponentially. This new TVA is the result of different variant Kang winning the upcoming war. Yeah, this second season could be post-Secret Wars. What if we get Secret Wars in the MCU, and literally the next Loki is post-Secret Wars? That would be so crazy. Will says, hey, Josh, got all to work this morning. Just realized I had today off. Oh, got all off work this morning. Realized I had the day off. Oh, so you were getting ready for work and you realized I had the day off? I love that feeling, man. I used to love that. At the restaurant, you would get called off sometimes if it was a slower day. They'd be like, we don't need all these servers. You know what I mean? And, working at a restaurant was one of those jobs that, you loved to make the money, but you hated to do every part of it. So anytime you got the opportunity to not go to your job, it was like a snow day, and it was sick. So I've had that feeling before. It's a good feeling. Enjoy your day. T-Love, a.k.a. the Silva Luca, says, our idea of when during these shows the TVA happens is wrong. I think it just depends when in the whichever timeline or branch you want to jump in. It's possible, bro. I mean, I see what you're saying there. And I think that we kind of just need more of an explanation because the TVA being different is a real head scratcher, frankly. It goes against, I think, the prior established rules. So, yeah, everything's different now, but I still think you'll have some semblance of time moving forward. especially in the 616. Terrence Thompson says Lovecraft Country was just a Kang variant. Ooh, nice. That'd be funny to see them kind of play into that. Unfortunately, I think that show got canceled, right? Stephen Brooks with a $5 holla says, in comics, He Who Remains created TVA and 4 timekeepers, one of whom was banished to ancient Egypt. This could explain broken statue in the castle. Whoa. I like that. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Huh. Casey Watson with a $10 holla, very generous, says, what do you think the chances of seeing Loki or Sylvie in other movies like Doctor Strange 2? Casey, you might have missed it. I talked about this earlier. The Hollywood Reporter is reporting out of Hollywood that Tom Hiddleston as Loki will be in Doctor Strange 2. So that's in the trades, probably likely to be real. We don't know what kind of a role. I'm actually thinking about doing a full video or on something like that similar down the road. Will says, you were not wrong about that opening scene. Nice, bro. Axid says, Kang erased Loki from the timeline, so they wouldn't make it back to kill him the next time. Something like that, I think, is exactly what he did. I agree. I think that's what happened, and I think that rascally rabbit got away with it, despite those kids. Alexa with a $5 holla says, do you think this is another TVA or they got wiped? I think this is another TVA as they weren't hunting Lokis as Mobius didn't recognize Loki. Yes. So everything we think we know about how time works in the MCU would make this a variant timeline, a alternate TVA. But we don't know exactly what the rules are for the TVA. Does the TVA work differently? Can you actually go back and affect the past of the TVA? Maybe this is our Mobius, and he just doesn't remember Loki. They've had their memories wiped before, so maybe it's not even a timeline thing. Maybe that's the exact same dudes. Kang just rolls in, freezes up everybody with some secret-ass tech, wipes all their minds, and then they just go back to work. Could be that, right? There's a lot of stuff we don't fully understand. Jake says, are you familiar with Cosmic Spider-Man? So strong. Yes, I believe he has the Uniforce or the Omniforce, I believe. There was a power that was this being's, and it passed from being to being throughout the universe. At one point, I think Hulk has it. Spider-Man has it at one point, and it's awesome. I think doesn't Captain Marvel have it? Like the OG Captain Marvel, doesn't he get it at one point? Yeah, no, dude. Cosmic Spider-Man's sick. Used to have a hero clique of Cosmic Spider-Man. Stupid good, dude. Nobody would play against it. If you rolled out a Cosmic Spider-Man, people would be like, dude, shut your mouth and leave, and I'm done. Emojo says, Loki, 0 out of 10. Owen Wilson didn't say, wow. I kid. No, you're right. Actually, now that I think about it, we're going to have to turn the whole stream around. Let's start shitting on Loki because you're right. Without that wow, nothing else matters. Let's get in the chat. See what y'all are saying. We'll hang out for like 10 more minutos. And again, I want to remind everybody, we'll be doing another stream tonight at 7:30. And in that stream, I want to just go over some of your guys' theories for Loki Season 2. I'll go over some of mine. Captain Universe, thank you, man. I'll go over some of my theories. So we'll have fun tonight at 7:30. And then Miss Darren Wood and myself will be live streaming tonight at 10 p.m. That's going to be a juicy one as well, because I'm sure she has a lot of interesting thoughts about Loki. So you're getting a lot of streams today and a lot of fun videos as well. At least one big Kang video. I got to do it. That Kang. And let's see here. Michael Phantom says the TVA were made up of variants. Perhaps Kang new TVA is variants of variants. Variants on variants. Very interesting. What's up, Charlie? Good to see you, bro. Very interesting. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. MCU is back and hitting hard. Indeed it is. Perfect setup for Heroes Reborn. That's true, Nerd Life, and I love me some Heroes Reborn. That was a lot of fun. A version of that, by the way, even just doing that as the new setup for Secret Wars, I think would be sick. Like just a different world where people have forgotten shit. Like, come on, let's go. It's the Unipower Captain Universe, the God of Light. Okay, right on. Yeah, it gives him all the like bluer. It's like a blue cosmic dope looking thing going on. Yeah, it's super sweet. Abby said, check yo Discord DMs, Josh. Okay, let me see what's going on. By production designer. Confirming Loki is in a variant timeline at the end. Okay, dope. Okay, so he's definitely in a variant timeline at the end. The design of Kang's statue was decided on day one by the in-house Viz dev team at Marvel Studios. The statue of the Timekeepers actually came later. Whoa. The establishment shot of this new statue of Kang was to delay the audience and Loki's understanding that they were in a different place, that they were in a different timeline. Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you, Abby. Some damn fine nerd vengeance there, young lady. What else is on your mind? What are you guys talking about? I'm living for the multiverse, says Ginger Sky. Me too. I'm pretty hyped. Alan E. Wall says, I know everyone says it, but we got Kang. Hype AF. I know. Kang gang, man. Kang gang. They did it. They did the thing. They did the thing. And it was dope. Smizash that like button, guys. We're 28 away from 400. And normally I don't get out of bed for anything less than 400. So I'm going to probably end the stream. Oh, likes are dropping. Everybody hates it. Should have said it. Oh, nope, we're going to hit 4. Nice. Dope episode last night. Indeed, indeed. Indeed. And just confirming season 2 right away. So cool. Yo, Josh, can you unlock me on Twitter? You promised months ago. My bad, bro. I'll try to get on there and unblock people. I unblocked everybody on this channel. We periodically unblock everybody on the various accounts just to try to give people a second chance because, like, dude, social media is weird. You know what I mean? And I get being in a weird mood, saying some weird stuff or whatever, and, you know. So we'll do that. We'll unban people on that. Wait, my brain is hurting now. Where? The originals. Yeah? True. Heavy spoilers crying because of Dead on Nerd's Twitter. I didn't see what Paul... Did Paul respond to that? I was joking around. He had... actually, the producers were saying to me, Josh, you're going to love the end of Paul's video. And I was like, I was going to check out Paul's video regardless, right? And they were like, you're going to love the end of Paul's video. And I was like, yeah, I'll check it out. And he credits all these other YouTubers and doesn't credit me. And I was like, this motherfucker right here. So I have a very funny meme. I'll show you all right now, actually, so that we can laugh at Paul's expense together. Okay? Here's the tweet. Follow us on Twitter. My buddy Heavy Spoilers didn't shout me out with other content creators in his big Loki video. So now I'm tagging him in this. Here it is. We live in a world where Lego has a label telling you not to eat it, but British food doesn't. Think about that. Slow clap. Slow clap. That's some great, clean digging on the Brits humor. You know what I mean? That's pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm slow clapping for myself. Yeah, I am. Golf clap for me. That was pretty funny. So yeah, I hope Paul sees this. It's funny, man. It's all good. We love Paul over here. I actually wanted to have him on the stream and hoping to talk to him about stuff in the future about this too. Paul's working hard. He's up at whatever, doing his thing, living his life, being free. But yeah, go like that tweet. It's funny. It's a funny one. It's a funny one. Yeah. Cool. I am new here, says Loki Monish. Well, welcome. I made the Kang bitch please meme for you on Discord. My man. Let me check it out. Oh, yeah. And then the Hot Toys. Somebody sent me this on there, too. The Hot Toys stuff. And I know I have a couple other things to do on Discord. People hit me up about Nerdcoin stuff. I got you, fam. Sorry, it's just been a little wild. Whoa. Dude. Okay, yeah. So the Hot Toy stuff with the black and gold Spider-Man suit is sick. That is super cool. Where's it at on Discord? Did you give it to me in the morning stream thing? Oh, okay. Love it, dude. Love it. Here, let me, I'll show everybody. That is good work. That is some good work. Let's check this out. You picked a great image. I am inevitable. Bitch, please. I'm going to share this on our Twitter. That is hilarious. Zaxis, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Super cool. All right, we'll hang out for like 5-10 more minutes, ladies and gentle beings. Again, you'll have a bunch more streams and other things going on throughout today. A lot of fun stuff in the future, man. We love getting sweaty about this nerdy stuff. A lot of fun stuff to get into with all of this. And a lot of Secret Wars speculation, etc., etc. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited here. And yeah, I think we're probably going to call it in a little bit here, just so I'll hang out in the chat, see what else y'all got going on. If anybody has any questions or anything like that, you can always come to the other streams throughout the day as well. It's a long day of streaming for you, boy. And I'm about to go work on the Kang video for sure after this. Council of Kangs confirmed. It happened. It happened. And the Council of Reeds is coming back to Marvel Comics. So interesting. Do you think Secret Invasion could play a role at all? Great question, Cameron. I think it's possible. One must wonder. One must wonder. Will we get variant scrolls that are evil AF? I'm kind of here for it. You know what I mean? I'm going to be honest. I am on the record for not loving the good guy scrolls and the refugee scroll thing in Captain Marvel. I was like, the fuck out of here. Give me the violent, crazy, bloodthirsty, he loves you, bizarro, nutso, destroying the MCU scrolls. I want that. I want those scrolls. Right? So I was a little bit mad at like, haha, we want to make them good guys. Scrolls. If we get some variant scrolls from a different multiverse or universe that are like some bad motherfuckers, let's go. I'm here for it. Dude, just give me a variant Talos. Make him a super scroll, have him squash the other one's head, and let's call it a day. You know what I mean? Let's just can we just get to what we all want? Can we just move on? That's what I'm saying. So will Reed Richards be black in the MCU? I actually do believe that he will likely be black, or rather Sue will be black. Yes, I do believe so. I do believe so. Kang was a scroll of a variant of a scroll of a variant. Interesting. Perhaps. Can someone tell me why before they entered did Sylvie say she was pruned before Loki even existed? Kang Wang Gang. Kang Wang Gang. That's a good question, right? What's the deal with all that? What did she mean? I don't know. I still think there's plenty of intrigue here. There's still more for these characters. It's fun, man. This is fun. This is it's a fun place to be at. Kang is Reed Richards' son. So technically in the comics, it's never fully established that Kang is related to anybody. It is never, and often comic book fans overplay how much that's teased. It's barely in comics. Mostly, Kang is just thought of as some crazy-ass dude from the future. Some people think he could be a variant or a descendant of Reed Richards. It's implied in the name, but it's really thin. It's never really established. So it could be, and maybe they'll lean into that in the MCU. They could lean into it. That's kind of fun. But not really a thing in comics. Not really a thing. You know what I mean? When John Campea said, no missed minutes and no he who remains, and the second they both showed up, I rolled. Yeah, that's funny, man. That's funny. Jensen Baker says she meant her normal life ended before his did. Okay, that's fair. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Justin, you might be right. I read through Marvel Wiki that Kang could be Doom descendant. Yeah, that's also implied, but not really. You know what I mean? Not really. You know what I mean? Loki got sent to an alternate timeline where everyone in the chat loves Fast and Furious movies with me. It's about family. Yeah, man. The only thing that would have been cooler than Kang is if Toretto came out like that. You know what I mean? Family. When would Dom come into the MCU? Or when would Doom come into the MCU? Doom is rumored to be in Wakanda Forever. And that, I guess now that the time streams are all bananas, could be way crazier too. Like, this just sets up the speculation to, like, we are just rip roaring and ready to go with this speculation, man. Like, this is, it's time. This is the main event of the MCU. That's how I'm feeling. Darth Revan says, "Hey Josh, just got here. We'll watch on the replay, but did the multiverse just break wide open?" Yeah, I do think so, man. I do believe that we are now in the multiverse of madness. True madness shall ensue. And I'm excited. I'm here for it. And again, I'll say for everybody that's just kind of coming in or didn't catch it before, the Hollywood Reporter, reputable Hollywood trade, is reporting out of Hollywood. Just broke my brain. That Tom Hiddleston as Loki will be in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. Super cool. Super cool. All right, everybody. We're going to get on out of here. I want to say thanks again for everybody that was hanging with us for these past 6 weeks in the different streams, on the different videos, having a blast, checking out Loki. It's been a good time. I'm excited. I'm excited for things to come. Plenty of content on the way. Go give Paul a bunch of crap about that funny British tweet, and have yourselves a gosh darn good day. And yeah, put stuff in the Nerd Night Live channel on Discord. Maybe the mods can help direct people to that Discord if they want to bring a theory in. Feel free to type us out a big old theory, shoot a little video or something, and tag me in it. And I want to go through some of the cool theories that you guys have for Loki Season 2 tonight at 7:30. So make sure you come on back for that. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I will see you in the next video. Yes, there should be music playing right now. Yes, it stopped working. Yes, I'm furious. Okay, now it's working. Bye. Did everybody go? Is Is everybody gone? Man, it's gonna be hard just between us. You know, everybody that's left. I know it's gonna be hard not to gloat quite a bit. You know, we should try to be humble about this, but on the other hand, maybe we could bring a list of everybody that doubted, everybody that said it wouldn't happen, everybody that made a message, contact the NSA, get a big list of everybody that was talking shit, and just do a big stream where we just shame everybody, because yeah, guys. You guys were real buttholes about it. But guess what? Can't bring me down. I'm on Cloud Kang right now. Flying high in the clouds. Time travel. Purple and green outfits. Let's fucking go. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, Nerd Avengers.